Hi, I'm Jeff Vogan with Premier Retirement Planning and Wealth Management. It's Tuesday, so here's the tip of the day. Tip Tuesday again. I had a friend that watches, an avid watcher of these Tip Tuesdays, ask me when would be the best time to take 401k money out and move it and try to do things on your own. I thought that was an interesting question, so I'm going to answer it today. So when is a good time to take your 401k money out? Well, obviously when you retire, but many people have different jobs and maybe they have a few different 401ks. As soon as you leave a job where a 401k was offered, you have a choice. You can either roll that 401k into a new 401k plan where you move. And if that's the case, then you kind of combine that and then you're kind of stuck with the same rules as you move the money in. You may or may not be able to move that money out again. So you have a window of opportunity when you change jobs, when you terminate your employment with one employer, to move that IRA or that 401k rather to an IRA. Now, depending on the tax bracket you're in, maybe you transfer jobs and you're going to be out of work for a half a year before the next job starts and you just want to take some time off. Maybe your income's going to be in a low tax bracket. That might be a good time to take that 401k and not just move it to an IRA, but also move it possibly even to a Roth IRA. Now, keep in mind the Roth IRA, you have to pay tax on it up front, but that IRA in a Roth will grow tax-free and that money will be tax-free when you take it out in the future. So there's one answer. The other answer is maybe you just want to take that 401k out of where it is so that you can put it into somewhere that you can control. Maybe you can get lower fees on it. Maybe you can get better management. Maybe you can use a tactically managed fund to monitor risk, or maybe you can take that chunk out of a 401k that you've worked, where you've worked for 5 or 10 years. Maybe there's a couple $100,000 in it, and maybe that's money you could set aside for just pure future income purposes. Now, I've talked many times about annuities. Annuities are great because they give you a guaranteed income stream, one that you can even look forward to on a guaranteed basis right now. Let's say you're 40 years old, you have 20 years before you want to retire, maybe even less, maybe a little bit more. Annuities will give you a guaranteed rate of return on the upside and also a guaranteed payout when you're ready to take income. So if you want X number of dollars, or you have X number of dollars now, and you could put it into an annuity with a guaranteed growth rate and a future guaranteed lifetime income stream, that may be an appropriate place to move a 401k to, instead of just rolling it into a new 401k and continue doing the dollar cost averaging, hope it grows model. So annuities, again, that might be a good opportunity. Make sure you get the highest payout. That's the only thing that matters. There's a lot of bells and whistles on annuities, so be careful not to look for one that just gives you a big bonus and a big growth rate, but maybe a smaller paycheck once that paycheck comes out. So make sure you shop the world of annuities. There's a ton of them out there. The other thing you might want to do is just roll it into something that you manage yourself, even if it's maybe a passive investment that you don't have to pay the 401k fees on, or the 401k third-party administration fees. There's actually more levels of fees on a 401k than you may think, rather than just the admin fees or some of the things that you see up on the front surface. If you want to wait to take a 401k out, obviously, when is the best time I can take a 401k? If you're older, let's say you're past the age of 59 and a half, most 401k plans will allow you, even while you're still working at the company, to move through what's called an in-service withdrawal, money out of your 401k. Let's say you've grown your 401k to, let's just use a round number of $1 million. You've worked 30 or 40 years really hard. You've saved a lot. The company's matched you. Now you have $1 million. Maybe you have more. Maybe you have less. Whatever that number is, you can take a portion of it or take all of it off the table and move it to an IRA of your choice, or structure it into several IRAs. Maybe you want some tactically managed funds where you have some risk protection so you don't lose money in a bad market because you think within only a few years before retirement, you might want to take care of some of that money. Or again, move it to some sort of an annuity that will guarantee income on top of your Social Security and pensions to make sure that you have those paychecks that you need every month. So again, you don't have to wait till you're 59 and a half. You don't have to wait till you're actually totally retired and separated from the company before you can access and use those 401ks. In fact, if you have old 401ks from prior jobs, you ought to look at consolidating those and structuring those into annuities that you can manage better. So there's the tip for the week. Take care of your 401ks. You don't have to wait forever to use them. Make the best use of them you can so you can have your ideal retirement life.